So, good evening and welcome everybody to this session on the psychology of success. For those of you who are attending the session for the first time or going to watch the recording, let me take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Ashish Kumar and I am the founder of Mindful Living. We started Mindful Living community during COVID in the month of April 2020. And since then, we have been conducting sessions every weekend on themes related to application of mindfulness to our daily lives and how we can use mindfulness to elevate the quality of our lives. So if you would like to be a part of this wonderful community, please feel free to click the link that we are going to share in the chat and join us. We don't advertise about the work that we do, so the only way you can join this community is by when somebody invites you to join. And this is a no nonsense community where there are no good morning, good night messages, only people wanting to live consciously and support each other in doing that. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation teacher, and by education, I'm an MBA and cost accountant, author of a best-selling book, Beyond Limits. And prior to starting Mindful Living, I worked in the corporate sector for about 25 years in different organizations that include Tata AIG, Futures and Rally, Marsh India, HCL Group. And since 2018, I have been running my own training company in the name of Mindful Living. So with that brief introduction, let's dive into the topic of the session today, the psychology of success. And the genesis of this program was a conversation I was having with my wife one day a couple of years back. What had happened was one of my colleagues who used to sit just across me in the company where we used to work switched jobs, and within 2 to 3 moves he became the CEO of a very large company and earning a salary which was 15 to 20 times of what I was earning. And when I came to know about that, I was wondering to myself, am I a success or have I failed in my life? And then I had this discussion with Ruchi, and at that point of time, even though I had everything in life, I was not sure whether I am a success or not. And that question, whether I am successful or not, led me onto a journey. And I came across this audio by Earl Nightingale called The Strangest Secret. I would urge you to look up The Strangest Secret audio on YouTube and listen to that for a wonderful definition of success that Earl Nightingale provides. Before that, what typically if we ask people for what success is, the obvious answers that we get is the money, name, fame, or car, big house, bigger house, and we live our life comparing ourselves to other people. So success is usually defined not in terms of what we have achieved, but in terms of what we have achieved in comparison with other people. And that comparison then keeps sucking the happiness out of us. But when I listened to this audio, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, I realized that the success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal that a person has set for himself. So if somebody wants to be a nurse and becomes nurse, that person is success. If somebody wants to be a salesperson and becomes salesperson, that person is a success. Whatever you set your mind to, whatever you decide you want to be, and then move towards that direction is what success is. That was a definition which really clarified a lot of things for me. And also soon after that, I started the process of goal setting and living my life with the clarity of what I want, not in relation to what the society wants. So that is when we talk about developing a success mindset, the first thing that we need to clarify for ourselves is what is success. And I would urge you this recording will come to you, those who have registered for the program. So take out some time, listen to all Nightingale audio, and understand what does success mean for yourself. And then comes the mindset part. What is mindset? Uh, there can be different definitions of mindset, but to my mind, it is how we look at failure and success. How do we look at pain and pleasure? How do we interpret different challenges that life throws at our way, the difficulties that come our way? And together, success mindset is defining what we want, and then aligning ourselves or committing ourselves to a course of action which leads us forward in the direction of our goals. So that is so in becoming successful, it is the first step is developing a success mindset. More often than not, our educational system focuses on transfer of knowledge. It focuses on domain knowledge or technical knowledge. It doesn't focus on what makes us really successful in our life. And that is why there is a big gap in how we approach our life. And once this clarity starts coming our way, we really start enjoying what we have in our life or what we want in our life. So there are four components of developing a success mindset. The first one is recognizing and owning the gap. Now, when it comes to recognizing and owning the gap, the first point is understanding where I am and where I want to go. Only then can I recognize the gap. Suppose I am living in Pune and I want to go to Bombay. Then the gap is this 180 odd kilometers that I need to travel. And but if I don't have a destination that I need to go to Bombay, then how will the gap be there? If I just go to the airport and stand there not knowing where I want to go, or go to a railway station or bus stand and not knowing where we want to go, then we can't estimate the gap. So when it comes to success, the first step is identifying where we want to go, and then identifying what is the gap from where we are and where we want to go. And once we think in terms of a plane or a ship, they never set out on a journey without having a destination. But when we look at our own lives, we go through lives without having a clear destination, for the day, for the week, for the month, etc. So understanding where we want to go, what we want to get out of life, and then taking 100% responsibility for the gap. So if I am in Pune and I want to go to Bombay, understanding that it is only me who has to take action to reach there. I can't expect somebody else to come give me a ride or make it easy for me. Whether it is booking a ticket or booking a cab or whatever I need to do, I have to take 100% responsibility for this. So that is the first step, recognizing and owning the gap, taking 100% responsibility. But this doesn't come very easy to people, and the average people or the unsuccessful people fall into three traps. And these are, blaming. Just give me a minute.
It's a cool system, Ashish.
Hmm?
It's a cool system, what you use there.
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the the three traps that people fall into are blaming other people. You know, for a while, I would tend to think, like, we had this discussion going on in the groups also, and there was a discussion on how we start is also determines where we go in our life. So blaming our family, blaming the country. So sometimes we feel, if I was born in a different nation, maybe I would have been more successful. Or if I was born in a different family, or I was born to a different surname, I would be different. So or blaming the government, or blaming the company, blaming your boss, blaming your spouse. It is very easy to get into that a trap where we are always blaming others. It's fairly easy to fall into that trap without even realizing. And this is one thing which keeps or marks the difference between those who are successful and those who are average. Those who are successful take accountability and own their life. The second trap which average people fall into is rationalizing. So I can't do this because, So there are always stories that we are telling ourselves about what is happening in my life. He can do this because he comes from this family, or he has had this education. I can't do this because I'm not IIT, I'm not IIM, and we use different stories, and this is like sasta nasha. It's very easy to fall into the trap of uh, numbing ourselves from taking responsibility and rationalizing, blaming, and complaining. This person did that to me, playing the life, leading the life as a victim rather than a victor, because it's a very low energy state of being. Blaming, rationalizing, complaining does not require any energy. It does not require anything to do at my end. I can easily live my life going through this low energy state, whereas there is nothing that is required to be done at my end. The third thing which comes to developing a success mindset is embracing discomfort and change. Basically, it boils down to the relationship we have with pain and pleasure. And this, my friends, may sound very simple, but is at the base of everything that we do. If I associate pain with getting up early in the morning and going to gym, my life will be a particular way. But if I can replace the pain with pleasure, the excitement of getting up and going to the gym, working out, being in a high energy state, that would determine the change in my life trajectory. And what we need to understand is, what is pleasurable today will lead to pain later, and what is painful today will lead to pleasure later. So understanding that there is only two choices that we have between pain of discipline or pain of regret. And once we make peace with this and choose the pain of discipline, then our life becomes happy in the long term. In the Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, there is an iconic dialogue by Shah Rukh Khan in which he says, मेरी माँ हमेशा कहती थी कि जिंदगी में तुमको दो रास्ते मिलेंगे. एक रास्ता जिसमें शुरू में बहुत आसान होगा बट बाद में जाके मुश्किलें आएंगी, और दूसरा रास्ता जो शुरू में बहुत मुश्किल होगा बट बाद में जाके तुमको खुशी देगा और आसान होगा. सो दिस इज द switch that we need to make in our lives. Our relationship with pain and pleasure, and all successful people choose short-term pain to have long-term pleasure, whereas those who are unsuccessful or average choose short-term pleasure or instant gratification over long-term. Think of it in terms of the habits that we have. smoking, drinking, junk food, instant pleasure, pain later. And if we have the discipline or saving money, our financial habits, saving today is painful, but it will give you pleasure later. So all successful people embrace this discomfort, embrace this challenge, and prepare themselves for growth. It also involves developing a success mindset, also involves preparing ourselves for stepping out of the comfort zone. If you have played video games, you would know that there are different levels in the video game, and we may become master at maybe level 1, and then we can choose to be at level 1 all our lives, but that's so boring, isn't it? we and when we level up, we know it's going to be more difficult, but it's more challenging and more fun. At the level of playing games, we understand this intuitively, but when it comes to life, we shirk away from challenges and problems. And people come to me saying that why me, मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? But the point we miss is the difficulties prepare us for greater success in life, and bigger challenges are often preparing you for bigger success. In fact, if you look at all successful people, they would have handled more challenges and bigger challenges compared to those who are not so successful in their life. And lastly, it is about developing a growth mindset, which relates to what we have spoken about, and consistently executing and improving in the life. So I'll pause here to hear from you. How is this sounding to you? And if you have any questions or comments before we move on to the next part of the session. Hello Ashish ji, hello Meeta, hello Megha, Rizwan, Mani, hello Venkateshwar, Suresh, Vinita, hi everyone. Any quick comments, thoughts, questions?
What I
Not
think
yet.
of, Ashish, is
Yes.
discipline and consistency.
Yeah, that is very
That
important.
that we have to be disciplined in whatever we are doing on a consistent basis. Probably that will give us the result, and that will ward off all the negativity, that we may inculcate,
Correct.
or what we have inculcated through our past experiences.
Correct.
Yeah.
That discipline and consistency is a long-term approach to success. Many people get distracted by the failures in the short term, but if you are at it and you are soldiering through it, then you become successful. Very well said. Thank you for sharing, Nikhilji. Uh, you may also share, you may remain active in the chat and share with us the takeaways that you have. Now, coming to the next part is the overcoming the psychological barriers, and this is also something very interesting. Most of the people tend to think that the barriers to their success lie outside them, but there is research by Brian Tracy who says that 80% of the barriers are inside ourselves. They are psychological barriers. And for understanding this, we need to understand our conscious and subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is about 10%, and our subconscious mind is about 90%. And whenever we are struggling to achieve success, or we need to understand that our subconscious and conscious mind is at conflict. If our conscious and subconscious mind is aligned, then the success is inevitable. Think of it in terms of a organization where there are 100 people working, 10 people in the management cadre, 90% executives who are supposed to execute the plan or made by the executives. So 10% people are, 10% is conscious, 90% is subconscious. And if the workers are not prepared to execute the plan, there is no way the plan that has been made by the managers will be executed. So it is very important for the management and the workers to be aligned together. Same way for success, conscious and subconscious mind need to be aligned together. And there are simple ways to do it. One can do visualization, one can do practice mindfulness to align the conscious and subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is far more powerful than the conscious mind. So wherever you are not getting results in your life, in an area that you want to get results but are struggling, look at what may be going on in your subconscious mind that is creating those results. And one of the ways to do it is to look at the beliefs that one may have. This involves identifying beliefs which are creating those results. Different areas, it could be relationship, finance, career, health. What are the beliefs that we may have? Also look at beliefs in the areas where we are getting success. So this is an exercise that we do. And the whole program that I'm sharing with you, the psychology of success today, is a 4-part workshop that we have launched. We just concluded the first session this Thursday, and there are 3 more sessions that are going to be planned on coming Thursday, which is 19th, and then 5th and 12th March, where we are going to dive deep into each of these components. So at the end of the workshop, we will ask you, in case you are interested in opting in for the workshop, and then we will share more details about the workshop with those who are interested to go deeper into this. So first is identifying beliefs, and then next is tracing the origin of that belief. How did that limiting belief originate? Was it a teacher who said something? Was it your parents who said something? What is belief? Is it your friends or colleagues who said that? And then having a devil's advocate approach to that. Advocate against that belief, question that belief. This is very important because unless we look for evidence to the contrary, then our mind does not accept. So if I say that if I want to be wealthy and I say I am wealthy, mind will say no, you are not wealthy, and it will come up with different reasons why it thinks that I am not wealthy. But at the same time, I need to dispute it. I need to be the devil's advocate and then look for reasons why I am wealthy. And then there will be a couple of other reasons that will come. And then I have to replace the limiting beliefs with empowering beliefs. And doing that one by one is a powerful way. And then installing the empowering belief, which is done by way of repetition. Repetition is the key to mastery. So repeating those empowering beliefs. So this is a very powerful process we have in the psychology of working of the psychology of success workshop, where we identify empowering beliefs, limiting beliefs, trace their origin, have the devil's advocate, replace those limiting beliefs with empowering beliefs, and then repeat them consistently to install the empowering beliefs. And this way we create our lives. We become the Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. By replacing each limiting belief with an empowering belief, we change our lives and take it to a completely different trajectory. So this is about overcoming psychological barriers, which are internal barriers. Most of the barriers that we have are inside us. I'll pause here to see if you have any questions or comments so far. You may also share your takeaways, what's something that is striking for you. Ashish ji, Richard, Vinita, anyone, Venkateshwar. If you're good to go, please type GTG in the chat. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Meeta. Thank you, Vinita. Good. Thank you, Rizwan. Then we come to the next part, which is building habits for sustained success. And everything that I'm sharing in this program is based on a lot of research done over a period of 100 years. So this is very well researched, and all successful people have this habit of doing what is termed as BBC, boring but critical. So those who are average people, they don't do what they don't like. But those who are successful, they identify what is required to be done, and even if it is boring, they make it a habit of doing it. So understanding. So in case talking of health, if I need to go to gym, it may be boring initially, but over a period of time, or doing yoga or practicing mindfulness for peace of mind, it may be boring, but it's critical to my peace of mind or good health or long-term success. So identifying those habits which will lead to my long-term success, and then doing them whether we like them or not, for not falling into the trap of what is pleasurable, but having this character to do what is required to be done. And a big part of doing that is understanding and overcoming resistance. Resistance is a force that stops us from doing what we want to do. Actually, it is very simple. Success is very simple. We all know. You don't need to. You don't need me to tell you what you need to do to be successful, right? I'm 100% sure each one of you or each one of us knows what is required to be done. But it is this small voice in our head which stops us from doing what is required to be done. And it comes in many ways. It could be, I'll not do it today. Let me relax this weekend and I'll start from Monday. So it is procrastination. It is not denying, because if I deny myself, then there will be a reaction from my mind. So it's a small delay, and then Monday, oh, there is work to be done, and I'll do it on Tuesday, and so on and so forth. We just keep delaying. Or it could be something that wants to keep us from being ridiculed. So if I want to speak publicly, or if I want to deliver a session, I shouldn't do that because it is risky. If I put myself out, people may ridicule me, they may find it funny, or they may point fingers at me, or if I do this, what will happen? Lot of what if scenarios. Log kya kahenge? One of my teachers says, "Sabse bada rog kya kahenge log." So we lead our lives thinking of what will people say, and that keeps us from taking action and moving forward in the direction of our dreams. Like Javed Akhtar says, डर के आगे जीत है. So वो डर को we have to face that fear and overcome that fear by taking action and move ahead in our life. So understanding this resistance, this small voice in our head that stops us from taking action, which is aligned to achievement of our goals. The third thing which is required for sustained success is understanding rags to riches. Each one of us, whether it is Mukesh Ambani, Narendra Modi, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, has 24 hours. And those who are successful make the best use of these 24 hours. And those who are average, they throw away their time like that. So RAG is a acronym for red, amber and green. Red is those activities which we should stop doing. Amber is those activities which we should continue doing. And green is those activities which will lead us towards our goals. So those who are highly successful, they spend more than 50% of their time in activities that are directly aligned with achievement of their goals. This is also what a lot of people fall into the trap of is being busy but not being effective. मेहनत तो सब कर रहे हैं बट रिजल्ट्स नहीं आ रहे. उसका कारण ये है कि हमारी बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज रेड और एम्बर में हैं, दे आर नॉट इन द ग्रीन. One of the simplest things we can do is identify what our goal is, identify what will take us to that goal, and then allot time for doing those activities which will take us to that goal. It is as simple as that, but it takes practice. And it takes a community that will support you, and that is what mindful living community is about. That is what our systematic learning plan is about, where we have put together a year-long journey for sincere learners who are committed to raising their life to a different level. So we have 40 sessions over a period of 1 year, and the Psychology of Success program is a part of those 40 sessions. The Rags to Riches is about developing success habits, having faith that I will be successful, having immense faith in our own selves, indomitable faith in our own capability. I once met somebody very successful, and he was initially a tailor. He started out his career as a tailor and then became managing director of one of the largest companies in US. And then he moved to India, and he was staying in Oberoi Hotel in Bombay, and he got Oberoi Hotels to convert 3 rooms into a flat for him. So that was the level of success he had. And I asked him, what is the secret sauce of your success? And what he said was that I have immense belief in my ability to create the results that I want. So managing time, having indomitable faith in our own capabilities, developing success habits that we are talking about, and keeping track of everything. If we are not having success matrix and keeping a track, then success can be elusive for us. Now coming to the last part of the key success principles. The one that I would like to talk about is celebrate small wins. And this is something which we often miss, because for many people success looks like grand, and we don't realize that for every grand success there are many small steps towards the grand success. And every time we should celebrate small wins and not discard small wins in favor of the large wins. So keep celebrating small wins. And in the Lakshmi Saraswati Durga workshop that we recently concluded as a part of the SLP program, we spoke about allotting a budget to celebrating small wins, which we call as play jar. So every month you should allocate 5% to celebrating small wins, to having fun, which rejuvenates you. Otherwise, what happens is we keep working, we burn ourselves out, we drain our energy. So celebrating small wins refuels you and re-energizes you so that you have more energy to go towards your goals. The next one is attitude of gratitude. And many successful leaders have this attitude of gratitude. Indra Nooyi, who was the former CEO of Pepsi, is known to write letters to the parents of their employees, of PepsiCo employees, acknowledging the contribution that the employees are making to PepsiCo, expressing her gratitude towards the employees and towards the parents. And Oprah Winfrey does it. Oprah Winfrey is an African woman, billionaire, and she was born on a farm in Central America, abused as a child, and now worth over $3 billion, which is almost like 30,000 crores. And so she is a big practitioner of gratitude. And somebody told her that once told her that Oprah, it's very easy for you to be grateful because you've got everything. And what Oprah said literally took my breath away. She said, it's not because I have everything I am grateful, it is because I am grateful I have got everything. Whether it is Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Ariana Huffington, many leaders practice attitude of gratitude and they are highly successful. It acknowledging the contributions being made by your employees motivates them to do more, to contribute more towards your work. It increases their discretionary effort. This is the research done by Adam Grant. So in all areas of your life, you should practice gratitude, not only professional area but personal area also. And this is very powerful. There is one book I would like to recommend to each one of you, The Magic. If you don't have this book, you must buy this book and practice the daily practices meant in the book. Or if you already have this book, like many people have, pick it up and revisit all the practices in the book once again. Very powerful. So all leaders have attitude of gratitude. Another attribute which successful people have is being a lifelong learner. Warren Buffett, who is amongst the top 10 richest people in the world, somebody once asked him, what should I invest in? I think the person was wanting to know some share tip or stock tip to invest in. But what Warren Buffett said was breathtaking. He said, invest in yourself, invest in your learning, because the more you learn, the more you earn. Warren Buffett, for those of you who may know him, started his career selling newspapers on a bicycle, and whatever he would earn, he from selling newspapers, he invested in stock markets and has created wealth of more than $150 billion. So self-made billionaire. His friend Bill Gates, chairman of Microsoft, is known to take 15 days off every year, and wherein he completely immerses himself in reading different books which represent the latest learning in different fields of science. So, one of the excuses we give ourselves is, I am so busy. But align your time to your goal, to your growth goals, and budget some time for your learning. Learn books, and you are people who have taken out time to join today, which shows that you are learners. You have keen desire to learn, and you should appreciate yourself. I think each one of you should pat yourself or clap for yourself because you have taken out time. You already believe in learning. So on this weekend, when many other people may be having fun or partying, you have taken out time to be for this session. So pat yourself. This is what distinguishes average people or not so successful people from those who are highly successful. There is no one I have met so far in my life who is highly successful but not a learner. So being a lifelong learner is one of the key attributes of those who are successful. Then another very powerful reason for those who are successful is having a tribe of those who are like them. So there is a quote by Charlie Jones which says that you will be the same person you are now except for two things: the books you read and the company you keep. So the people you hang out with is a very prominent factor contributing to your success. So if you want to be a successful coach, hang out with people who are successful coaches. If you want to be a CEO, hang out with people who are CEOs. If you want to be an author, hang out with people who are successful authors. Identify the people who are like you or who want to be like you, who are on a similar path, and form a tribe. This is extremely important. I can't talk enough about this. There is a book called The Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill, in which he talks about mastermind. One of the first things he talks about, anybody who is successful has got his tribe. you would hardly find, I would throw this challenge to you, go and pick up one person who is highly successful and doesn't have a tribe, doesn't have a mastermind. Everybody who is highly successful has his tribe of people who are like him, who think like him, who challenge his thinking, who support his growth. Everybody needs that, and everybody has that. And then lastly, I come to action over fear, which is about having courage, not only having imagination, but action on your massive action, taking massive action on the goals. Sometimes where people don't get the requisite amount of success, I encourage them to increase the amount of actions they are taking. Many a times that is the gap which creates there. So acting with clarity, not just acting without having clarity, but once we have the clarity and once we have this structure framework in place for psychology of success, then we get tremendous success. Through my corporate career, there was a point of time when I was working hard and hard and hard, and it felt like being on a treadmill. The harder I was running, the more I was in the same place. And that question which I shared with you at the start of the session, and the fact that I was working very, very hard but not getting what I thought I deserved, is the genesis of this program. And we talk about this in detail in the 4 session workshop. So in case you are interested in exploring this, you can type 1 if you are interested in joining the program and would like to have the payment details, or you can type 2 in the chat if you would like to join but you have some questions which you would like to clarify, then type 2. Or if you're not interested in joining the workshop, then you can type 3 in the group, in the chat. So that will be helpful for us to understand how you would like to take this forward. And so if you are someone who is working a lot but not getting the success you think you deserve, then I would strongly recommend that you explore this program. It's, as I mentioned, very powerful. It is also intense. It requires doing fair bit of work. It's not easy. Thinking, in the Earl Nightingale audio, one of the things Earl Nightingale says is, he asked a very Nobel Prize winning psychologist, what is the problem with men these days? And he says, men simply don't think. And that is because of our evolution, the way we have evolved. uh, our brain is about 2% of the body weight, but takes up about 25% of the calories that we consume. So to help our survival, brain automated a lot of thinking so that we don't have to think, and we can go through life like a routine. That is why thinking becomes a problem, and that is the reason we avoid thinking. Most of us avoid thinking, not the people who are in this call, but many other people, and we lead life in a automatic routine mode, much like a windshield, like a viper on a windshield. We go to office, come back, watch TV, sleep, go to office, come back, watch, sleep. That's the routine most of us follow. So this is what the psychology of success program is, and I'll be happy to stop here and take any questions or comments that you have. Surely, Surya sir.
Very nice. I take something from your sessions.
Sir, your voice is not very clear, Surya sir.
मैं अभी करता हूँ.
Okay, Richard, noted. We'll get in touch with you. Nikhil, anything you would like to share? Ashish, Rizwan, Mani Selvi, Megha.
मुझे लगता है सेलिब्रेट द सक्सेस पहली चीज ये है.
हाँ सर.
Celebrate the success. Celebrate the success.
सेलिब्रेट सक्सेस. या सेलिब्रेट सक्सेस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन. कई बार हम लोग
And
सेलिब्रेट नहीं करते हैं, थिंकिंग दैट ये तो इतनी छोटी सी बात है, क्यों सेलिब्रेट करें. बट द फैक्ट इज सेलिब्रेटिंग ईच स्मॉल सक्सेस energizes us to go for bigger successes. So thank you for sharing that.
और दूसरा है जो आप बता रहे हैं ग्रेटिट्यूड, वो कभी कभी करा, लेकिन मुझे लगा अभी आपसे समझ के लगा कि हाँ, ये एक बहुत असेंशियल चीज है बाकी चीज के लिए, अपने आप को एनर्जाइज करने के लिए.
करेक्ट. करेक्ट.
और तीसरी चीज जो लिख रहा हूँ, मतलब ऑफकोर्स मैं बुक्स पे बहुत अच्छी तरह से ध्यान देता हूँ, लेकिन सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट के लिए भी टाइम देना जरूरी है. ये 3 चीज मैं आपसे आज के टेक ओवर ले रहा हूँ.
थैंक
बहुत
यू.
खूब अच्छी बात. I mean,
You
जो
are
हमारे
you're you're really amazing, Suresh sir. You know, you're such a keen learner. I truly appreciate that.
हमारे एक प्रॉक्टर जो अभी ही इज अराउंड 99, और still he was in there our alumni meeting in about 2 years back,
Wow.
and his point was that he was every participant, I mean our college students of around about 70 were all contributing something to the session, and then professor said it is reverse mentoring. So at some stage he was guiding us, now he is taking guidance from us. He says he is
Very nice.
so open minded that he acknowledged that yes, learning can continue at that age also.
Correct. Correct. Amazing. Amazing example. Really very inspirational, Suresh sir.
Learning is no limit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Continue,
It is.
continue learning.
Yeah, there is so much, and that is one of the ways to stay young forever. You know, to keep learning. It's only when we stop learning we start growing old.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Thank you for such a nice session.
Thank you, Suresh. Yes, Nikhil ji.
Yeah, in fact, the biggest lesson that I'm taking is actions, 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 actions. Whatever little, we must focus only on actions because we know what we do best. The only thing is we are not, we are losing consistency over a period of time.
Yeah.
If we stick to the actions, maybe new, better, different, if we keep focusing on it, and we have got lots of ideas for our own activities that we do.
Very, very important. Yeah.
The only missing point is actions, nothing else.
Yeah. Consistent action over a long period of time definitely, and actions aligned to our goals will lead to success. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Richard, anything you would like to share or ask?
Well, I always have an overflow of information, so for respect of your time and everybody's sanity, it's a joke.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. So I think it was Professor Vijay. He said people like me are a corporate or whatever, a nightmare to deal with, but are good at moving the needle in the positive direction. What I'm proud for and grateful is always your immense patience and passion for what you do, Ashish, and that shines through. Thank you.
Thank you. One last call, Ashish, Rizwan, Mani, anything you would like to share? Any takeaways that you have? If no, yes, hi Ashish, good to see you.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Ashish. Good evening to all.
Good evening.
Same here. Very nice to see you after a long time.
Yes.
See, I joined a new corporate based out of Kolkata
Correct.
few months back, about 2.5 months back. So I was quite busy. So I just settled down. Your sessions are very motivational, and most of the things we have to manage ourselves, our habits, our actions, our thought. Most of the things are our limiting beliefs, or our beliefs based on our experiences that may not be in future, may not be sounding true all the time, because we had one experience where we got certain kind of experience, and certain reaction we experience. So mind stores that, and we tend to behave in the same manner in future with different people.
Very true. Very well said, Ashish. Very well said. Yeah. Thank you. Any takeaway that you have from the session today?
Yes, most important takeaway is that we have to manage our time and resources very well and take actions
Yeah.
which are in line with our goal. You mentioned very rightly people who are very successful, so they have at least 50%. They spend 50% of the time towards their goal.
Correct.
So we have to balance out everything. We have to spend time on our health. We have to spend time on our goal. Then with some time with family and friends. So we have to do justice, and we have to balance out all the things.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Ashish. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today and for being actively involved in the session today. Look forward to meeting you on the next session next week. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Thank you.